to eat as much as I could before we started.
Good.
We are live, though.
We are here.
Bless up. And
Back.
we're finally back, more importantly.
Ooh, I didn't change the thing.
Who cares about me eating dinner? We got basketball that's happening today.
Very back. Celtics are back. Against the peak of Eastern Conference competition, nonetheless.
The personification of mid.
You see what Arturas Karnisovas said after the trade deadline?
Who is that? Is that the Bulls like president, whatever?
The equivalent, the Brad equivalent,
Yeah.
Last time with a few of you, I spoke when we were 5-14. I wasn't very happy after the trade deadline on Thursday. He said, I'm much happier now. I'd like to smile more, but again, this team is very competitive in every game. We have aspirations to compete for the playoff. Such a conference with parity. Each team is trying to get an edge, so I'm looking forward to watching these players compete. Competitive where? Show me. Show me where they're competitive.
They love the play-in. It's like
losers.
They're actually playing the long game, right? Because what they want to do is get their team, which is semi-comprised of younger players, reps in a setting that is competitive, which would be the play-in. And then when they finally develop, they're ready. They're ready for the real thing. Will they ever get there? No, probably not. Because they just have kind of decent young guys and guys that used to be really good but aren't good anymore. And then they also have Zach LaVine, who's probably played his last game in a Bulls uniform. But they still have him.
The confusing part to me is they have a really good, or I don't know if it like really is necessarily the correct term, but they have like a good enough young core where it would have made sense for them to blow things up at the deadline. Like you look at their last 15 games, right? Heading into the trade deadline, heading into the time where the Bulls should be pondering, okay, should we make a move? What should we do? 15 games ahead of the trade deadline. Coby White, 22 points, 6 assists, 5.5 rebounds on 48-36 splits. Aya Dosunmu, 15.5 points, 2.6 rebounds, 3.3 assists, 58-53 splits. Patrick Williams only played in 4 of those games because he's been hurt, but he was averaging 11 on some rough splits, but he was having a good season before he started dealing with that injury. Like they had guys. You had guys you could say, okay, let's get this. Let's put some, intriguing pieces around. Let's see what we can find. And some other young guys we get back in trades. And they just said, nah, no.
Respect,
and I agree, Jimmy J.
And here's why. Because they could have very well fucked the Celtics over and they didn't.
It's true.
They could have said, Caruso, you go ahead. You go play for Milwaukee. DeRozan, you can join the Knicks and be a second closer in the secondary scorer so Randall has less responsibility. No. We're going to keep those guys around. We're not going to trade Zach LaVine anywhere. Not that I really think he's going to help anybody, but they still held on to him. And they're keeping all their young guys around too. So Celtics might be the biggest winners from Chicago's standing pat at the trade deadline because they don't have to deal with any of this.
From Chicago's delusion is the correct word. Thanks, Timo. It's coming along. Trying our best out here. Coby legit agree. X going to give it. Yeah, Celtics fully healthy tonight. Every single player available, including Springer and Tillman, first time this season. Is it true that somebody tried to pick up Jack? No, that's not exactly what happened. It was just some weird comments being made to us, which was just awkward. I don't know. It wasn't the place. It was just odd.
You were verbally assaulted.
Happy birthday, John. There you go.
Oh, happy birthday.
Congrats. Well, not now.
We'll both be there, actually.
Philly? Will we?
Yeah. At least I will be.
Yeah. I was going to say, you'll definitely be there. Just a matter of if I get there or not.
I'm definitely not growing a beard.
Yeah. Uneven lighting, I'd say. I don't see it.
I haven't shaved this week, but that's different than growing a beard.
I thought defense, all the games are pointless. Okay. It's not needed, but I feel a Tatum 40+ would be cool.
Yeah, it is low-key a big spot for Tatum because big circle jerk for him all week. Hey, Tatum's the greatest. Hey, Tatum should be the MVP. Tatum's like, hey, I'm the greatest. Hey, I should be the MVP. And now is the first time he's going to play since the entire All-Star break has been populated by, is Tatum an MVP? Is Tatum a top X player in the league? That's all the first takes, all of the undisputeds. That's all they've been talking about is Tatum. Mm-hmm. So it's time, buddy.
Yeah, I'm hyped. I'm ready to go. Isn't Embiid returning in like 2 weeks? I don't know. That's a good question. Stat clipping. My response to you is stop fucking watching. Then, did you see our comments today? It's just like a lot of fighting,
It
and a
was
lot
a
of bitching.
war.
Yeah, like stat clipping. You don't have to watch. If all you're gonna do
You
is
can
watch
watch
and then
us.
complain, like yeah, you can watch us, but like if you're just gonna bitch about everything, what's the point of watching? Like I don't know. Those are the people that don't make sense to me.
In much sadder news, my coffee kind of tastes like soap.
Did you probably wash the cup and didn't clean it out enough? Starting five for those wondering. Sure. Well, be better. I'm not complaining about the show. I know you're not complaining about the show, but like you saying the NBA is not fun anymore because there's no defense, like then why do you watch? Like genuinely, like this isn't like me. Like,
I somewhat agree, but not really. Like I still enjoy watching it, and I'm not complaining about it every single time.
I don't think
But
the
I
defense
forget.
is the problem. I think there's just like the players are so I just think like it's less defense sucks now and more players are more talented than ever, so it's a lot harder to play defense.
No, I think that's true. I think it was yesterday when we were recording the pod, and we were talking about the Gary Washburn Missoula thing when
Yeah.
Joe was like, "I read your article from 2016, and the final score was this," and I was like, "That was a lot more fun." Like when they would run little plays to get Avery Bradley in mid range. Like the game had levels then, but it doesn't mean I'm sitting here every single time the Celtics are on and I'm like, I hate this. Like, no, like it's just different now. But those games did have like some fun to them, if that makes any sense.
So you'd rather watch that than the current league?
Yes. I just thought
Okay.
it's just like, I don't know. But like you said, like the talent's not there. Like I would take today's league over the NBA in 2017 in terms of like take your pick of the best 12 guys from the league. Like you're going to have a better team now, or at least a deeper team.
Stat
Then
clipping.
go
I
ahead.
don't get it. I disagree. I think globally marketing to international players who are less physically adept.
Physically adept.
What?
If this was true, they would not make the league. Like
Yeah.
that's just like they're not like meeting a quota with international guys.
Like what's
Like
your
Jokic might be
I'm
the
curious
best.
as an
I mean,
example.
probably the best like 5,
Marketing.
6
What's
guys
an
are
example?
from somewhere
I
that's
need
not the US.
I need an example. Also, when one of the best international players ever is Giannis, who is probably the most physical player in the league,
Yeah.
I have a hard time agreeing with that sentiment. Do you think Tillman and Springer get playing time today? I hope
sure
so.
hope so.
I hope that'd be pretty cool. I hope the Celtics play well enough where they can play the whole fourth quarter. That's what I want.
Well, I want to see Tillman in particular get actual minutes. I
Sure.
think we're kind of in store for that. But as far as Springer goes, I would also like to see him. I'm sneaky excited about him. I mean, I don't think he's going to help you right now, but he's somebody down the line that can be a player for you. So I do hope that he gets some run today.
Sabonis, Luka, and Joker are athletic. Yeah, but they're like so good that it doesn't matter. Like they are so smart and they play the game at such a high level that it doesn't matter that they're not necessarily athletic. You know who's athletic? Thanasis. He's athletic. You know, athleticism isn't everything, is all I'm saying. Right? You know what I'm saying, though?
Athletic is Derek Jones Jr.
Yeah, but like I guess what I'm asking you is
Wemby's going to be crazy stack clipping.
Well, my point is, why does that matter? If they are able to dominate the game, then why aren't the athletic players just better than them and defeating them if they aren't?
I mean, Larry Bird's maybe the best guy to ever play for this franchise, and he's Jokic, but 6'9".
Yeah, exactly. Like I feel like athleticism is wildly overrated. It's important, right? But it is
you
not
can be
the
good
end all
without
be
it.
all.
It's
It
not.
is, yeah.
It's not mandatory.
I'd
Well,
rather a player be like the smartest player on the court than the most athletic. I think that's far more
I
important.
agree with you.
This is true. I was discounting his shame gods.
The Greek Mamba, don't slander the name. He's a bum.
I hope that's sarcasm. I think it is.
You see, Dame was like, I bet everybody that's trolling him online couldn't beat him one-on-one. It's like, yeah, no shit.
Filtering out players. This is just like now you're just like throwing out a conspiracy theory. Like this is ridiculous.
Who?
He's saying the league is intentionally filtering out players who can outplay international guys so they can.
So he thinks there's a conspiracy against like they're purposely trying to diversify where these guys come from. I don't think so.
I think that's ridiculous.
Tell me this stat.
I think that's insane.
If you are a world-class athlete and you worked your entire life to get to the NBA, would you be like manipulated into selling on purpose to make Jokic there look big from across the
So
pond.
stat clipping, you think Jokic, who just ran through an entire finals run going up against beating LeBron James and Anthony Davis, who are two very athletic people. He beat who did he play in second? Kevin Durant and Devin Booker.
He beat Bam.
Like, yeah, Bam in the finals. He beat Cat and Anthony Edwards in the first round. You think that was all marketing? The playoff run
Can he average shoot? Not really.
Where he averaged 30, 10, and 10.
He's willing to shoot.
Curry's not athletic. I don't think Curry's very athletic, right?
No,
relatively speaking.
You saw him do the sick backboard tap at the All-Star game.
Mm-hmm. Anyways, Bucks have Pat Bev and Thanasis locker room match. Special stuff. And Doc, those three. Is Giannis. Now I'm just lost. Now I don't even know what you're talking about anymore. So I'm just going to stop moving. I'm just going to move on. I'm just moving on. I'm hyped for Celtics basketball, man. I've missed it. I will say I enjoyed the breather a little, where the content we could make was more like, we have time, we can filter stuff in, but like, I'm very excited. The flexibility was nice, but I'm excited to get right back into basketball.
Me too. I'm excited because it gets to the like, hey, I need to watch highlights to get through my day, and that's when it's not fun. I'm happy I'm not watching a game stage last like 3 days. And then I'm like, all right, let's get it rolling here.
What's up, Dad? How we doing? You see what Jokic was asked about by a reporter? He goes, what are you playing?
League of Legends?
Yeah. Let's go. He's there. I'm him. We're the same.
If I did have to compare you to one NBA player, it would be Jokic.
Perfect. Why?
Body type.
How do you think I play? What is if you had to compare between NBA legitimately, like, don't just pick a star.
If I had to like, I would say Cornet maybe, because you can shoot. You're pretty good down low.
Okay, let me rephrase. Give me a comparison that the chat won't think I suck.
You could,
because I don't think I'm bad.
Kind of Brook Lopez too.
Okay, thank you. That's much more. I can appreciate that a bit more. I feel like you play like DeRozan.
Me? I would say Evan Turner, because I'm probably not as good as DeRozan.
No, but you shoot. You like, well, in terms of compared to who we play with. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Shit, you really fucked me with that one. Hello, Dad. Do you want me to drop your play, or do you want me to put it in this here?
Oh, the Papa Parlay needs to come.
I'll let Sam answer this because he's seen us both play as well.
Who is the Henry is the Nasus to the upteenth degree.
Henry's not bad though. Henry's not the Nasus level bad compared to who we play with. Henry's not the Nasus.
I'm trying to think. Henry is the Nasus if the Nasus was PJ Tucker.
Henry is PJ Tucker. That's a good answer.
Jack is the James Harden to Henry's PJ Tucker.
I ain't him either. Sam is a mid post. He doesn't really post up, but he doesn't shoot a lot of threes. You shoot some, but you prefer the midi.
I've extended my range a bit here. Ever since I started going to the gym a couple years ago, now I have the strength to get it to the rim. But I can dunk on my very best day. I did it one time in a pickup run. And everyone said it was barely a dunk, but I'd say it's a dunk.
It's closer than I can get. Dad, Papa Tom Parlay, KP 20, KP 6 rebounds, KP 2 threes, big KP night, JB 20, JT 25, Celtics halftime, full time.
Jack's dad is all the way back. He said the Celtics are back. All the Jack's, well, I guess you don't need to go to college anymore. Whatever. He's got like the whole house, Duke, all of it, just on the parlay.
Is Henry?
No.
Are you saying is Henry the Henry's? I wouldn't say the best 3-point.
Henry made it. He'll make some. Time. I couldn't believe it.
He gets hot. If he makes one, he'll make a couple. But if he makes none, he's not making any. Yeah. I am very streaky as well. Henry and I are both streaky shooters. If I don't make one, I'm not making any. But I'll keep shooting them. I ain't gonna stop.
I've been awful this week. I've played 3 times, and I don't think I've been satisfied once.
You were like You were fine for one game on Sunday.
Yeah, I had one game on Sunday where
Yeah.
I was unconscious, and then I was cold again.
Sick
John,
cold,
are you
that's all.
enjoying being sick, though? Are you taking advantage of being sick? Like, are you just laying in bed all day?
Dad, I don't
Is
think I've ever seen you play basketball.
That's the best way to be sick. You always, like, you get one day, and it's just your complete day off.
Mm.
I don't know. John, you're in college, right, John? So, like, it's a little different for you. Like, every day is like your day off, kind of, depending on what you're trying to study. But, like, now, like, with the way Jack and I operate and have our day-to-day, yeah, see, like, it's just, like, you need like, a mandatory not do anything day.
Do you think Isaiah Stewart's punishment was justified or not? Do you think it should have been worse? I think it probably should have been a little worse. I think he probably should have got suspended for a little longer.
Yeah,
I mean,
it was
there's
really weird. Like, not even on the court, just like hunted him in the tunnels and was like,
he got arrested. He got arrested for assaulting
he was
somebody
let
backstage.
off.
Like, come on. I would have said 5 to 10 games. I mean, if Draymond was suspended indefinitely for doing that in practice for his teammate, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know it's not exactly the same.
I know. It's not like Isaiah deserved it.
But it's not like Isaiah Stewart has like this is his first incident ever either. You know what I'm saying? Like he has done stuff like this in the past. I feel like 5 to 10 games should probably would have been.
He came here. Jazz saying I survived my flu podcast. I did.
Respect,
John, the best advice, just do as much as you can. What you're doing in class is great for your grades, but do as much as you can not in class. That's really important stuff.
Right.
Practice. Yep.
100%. 100%. Man. Also, chat. Now that we have a bunch of you guys in here, what do you guys think of the new thumbnails? Thoughts? Good? Bad? Change? I think
I love the
thumbnails. Pretty good, but I mean, curious to know general thoughts if we think they look good. I talked to somebody who does YouTube for a living, and he mentioned to me, he's like, I feel like you could simplify it a little, put your face on there, get the reaction, build that brand identity, put some words on it, stuff like that. Curious to know what you guys think, though, since you guys are the ones clicking. I think they look. I'm a fan, but
we've had pretty solid feedback.
Reception
numbers. Yeah,
in numbers. Yeah. Yep. It's true. Exactly, do a bunch of stuff. Do as much as you can. 100%.
Try and see if you can intern somewhere. I don't know.
That is sick.
I don't know what year you're at. Interning was the best thing I did. I learned so much more doing that than anything.
Mm-hmm.
Was the person mad? It was not. Matt was great.
No.
We had a great time with Matt. If you guys didn't watch it,
thanks, Jamie.
Come back after the game, and that pod will still be there with 6 Rings of Steel. He was fantastic. Sat with us for like 45 minutes, and we had a good time. So that was great. Do you guys like the guests? Do you wish we did more? Do you it's tough because I think Jack and I do great by ourselves, but having a guest every once in a while isn't bad either.
Yeah, I like having a guest. I think it helps build in general.
There was something else I wanted to bring up for the chat. Oh, chat. I don't know if you saw, but we may be getting some extra Celtics content this week, and I could not be more excited. It has nothing to do with the two of us.
Oh.
But Derek White and Peyton
Pritchard
at Barstool today with Big Cat. I love Big Cat.
They were shooting blindfolded free throws.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he teased this like months ago, and I remember I texted you as soon as I heard. I was like, Derek White's definitely going to do Pardon My Take. Because Big Cat was like, I was in an elevator, and Derek White came in, and I was like, hey, like, I have a podcast. He's like, I know who you are. We've had Bobby plenty. Bobby.
I think he leads.
Yes, the all-time guest leader.
Let me take a look. I can check for it. It's either Bobby or Corrales, I think.
We used to do guests way more in the beginning.
It's hard during the season.
Yeah, because we're
trying
busy.
to get consistent
the
stuff.
People we would have on are busy.
I think we'll definitely do a bunch more during the summer. We might try to do some more throughout the playoffs and stuff. It's just really hard to nail down times where it would work for everybody. But we'll see. Well, I like doing guests. I think, like I said, I think it helps build a brand. Excuse me.
Yeah, and you make friends.
Exactly.
Mavs fan calls Kevin Durant a bitch, and KD pauses to have words. This is as he's running out of the tunnel. Security about to kick the fans out when KD comes back to tell them not to kick him out. Respect.
Hell yeah. That is sick.
LeBron would say, have them sent to jail. You say what you want about KD, but he will face the people head on, whether it's on Twitter or not.
He
We should
does
invite
love.
Richard White. We should invite Richard White. The
True.
Jack Richard White collab would be unbelievable. I would just be sitting in the corner.
We still gotta have Mr. Carter on the show. Well, he'll be on eventually.
He owes us. I think we hurt his feelings with the GIF on Twitter.
Nah, fuck it. He's wrong. So I'll say it. I'll say it to his fucking face. He's wrong.
I agree.
Okay, hold up. I can tell you who's our leader. Okay, Bobby Manning has been on 1, 2, or actually, God, we haven't had him in so long. Wow, we haven't had him on since April of last year. But 1,
yeah, we had him right before the playoffs.
2,
I think
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 appearances for Bobby. For Corrales, I'm not going to include Jeopardy, but we can if we want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if you include Jeopardy.
Okay.
And I don't think anybody else is really close.
Little tidbit about tonight's game for those of you that are really interested in that. Since November 29th, the Eastern Conference, the Celtics have gone 29-8. Cleveland is 26-9. New York is 23-15, and Chicago is fourth best at 21-15.
Where do you see this?
This is on Sean Grandy's Twitter.
Wow. Yeah. They've been better. They just are still mid.
Well, everybody having like the Knicks parade, look no further. They're only 2 games, a game technically, better than Chicago.
Different though, because this is including all the way back to November. Since January, the Knicks have been nails.
Move the goalposts all you want.
You are the one moving the goalposts.
I'm not. I read you a stat that I did not create.
And then you referenced discourse that has been happening for the past month, but including a month and a half or a month past that to fit your agenda. That is changing the goalpost based on what everyone's talking about. By definition, you bum. I need to pop someone in. He's been on. My dad came on.
He was on the trade deadline.
Yeah, he came on. He came to hang out. I actually got my dad into basketball. He was a baseball guy before, and I've converted him, which is good.
I kind of did that to my dad. He had no choice.
Was he baseball?
My dad still loves baseball, and I think he's always had like a little bit of like for basketball too, but not like this.
I feel like baseball is slowly being weaned out generation by generation. Low key.
I know, don't you think? Like, and it sucks because I think baseball is pretty great.
I think baseball's fine, but I'm not going to sit down and watch a 3.5-hour game. I
don't know what the solution to baseball is. Is it less games? The games are getting shorter because they have the pitch clock now.
A lot of fucking games. I'm sorry.
And there's a lot of games.
Which, if anything, I think a lot of games helps baseball though, because they're like, yes, they're boring, but at least you have so many that it helps your ratings get up because they play so fucking much. You can
but if they played less, the games would mean more.
Yeah, but you sell less tickets, and if you're already not selling a ton of tickets, like, I don't know.
I think
I will say, playoff baseball is great. I like playoff baseball.
Yeah,
regular season baseball sucks. Every other sport, there is at least a little bit more intrigue in the regular season, I'd say. Like hockey, I don't watch a ton of hockey, but like
hockey.
I fuck with playoff hockey. Playoff hockey's sick. I'll watch playoff hockey.
It's just like because we've got so much going on, like it's at the same time as basketball. There's just no time.
I know. I'll watch the playoffs though every once in a while when I want, because my friends are big hockey fans. But I like baseball to bet on it. Is baseball even fun to bet on? Like, there's just not anything going on.
Seriously, it is fun. Because when the Red Sox are in the playoffs, it's a ton of fun because you hang on every single pitch. If you had money on the game, you probably feel the same way.
They stink.
Yeah,
they're real bad.
Well, the front office does not care.
Yeah, that's really sad.
It's all right. Keep pumping money into Liverpool. They're probably going to freaking milk Liverpool dry, too, because Klopp's leaving this year, and who knows if they're going to actually try and put any kind of backing behind that team after he leaves.
So
quick by the Red Sox, too. In
Can
theory, we should love
yeah.
baseball because it would be the thing to get us through the summer.
I can't
Doesn't
do
work
it.
that way.
You know what is electric when it happens every blue moon? The World Cup. Every 4 years, it's like a shining star. I love the World Cup. I watched almost every game of the last World Cup. It was electric.
You know what sucked about the last World Cup is it was in the fall, so that you had all the sports
Yeah.
back. The like
Summer
real
World Cups.
intrigue is that there's
Summer.
like it literally has the entire sports world looking at it no matter what. Like in November, like you have the NFL, basketball, I think was back when the World Cup was happening last time. Like, I didn't care for it.
Home runs are boring. I don't know if I agree with that. I like a home run. Home runs
Next
sick.
World Cup's here.
I will say,
you think
what is the greatest moment you can have in sports? Because I would argue a walk-off home run in the playoffs is certainly like top 3. Like you're saying games. Would you rather a game 7 buzzer beater to win, or like a playoff buzzer beater in basketball, or would you rather a walk-off home run?
I think the right answer is stoppage time goal.
I guess, but even that, like, it's not like it doesn't have the pop because it is not definitely the end of the game. Because then you still have to bring it back.
My
and a little bit and
favorite
a whistle.
sports moment ever is the Ortiz Grand Slam. So
Exactly, that's
for
what
what
I'm
it's
saying.
worth, I think it's exhilarating.
Also, for what it's worth, if you want to go the soccer route, Argentina versus France in PKs decide the World Cup was fucking electric. I thought that was sick.
PKs are fun, but like it's not as fun of a moment because you're kind of supposed to score. But like if you score,
but
like
when the goalie
winner,
saved 2 of them, the goalie saved 2 PKs. That was
no,
sick.
but that's not what I'm saying. Like what I'm saying is like in like a single play, not back-to-back saves, like a single play in soccer, the stoppage time goal is fantastic.
I would agree though. I think David Ortiz, that's definitely top. It's up there. It doesn't have the same hit in football. You can't get it. Like the closest thing was Malcolm Butler interception on the goal line. Very sick.
Football's tough to me because I know the crowds are loud, especially I like college football better than speaking of the college football game is starting to get me excited. But you don't really feel the energy from the fan base when you watch football on TV. Am I wrong about that? Like when you watch the NBA, you can feel. I mean, every time I watch the Celtics, I know when they put the noise meter.
I don't think that's necessarily true. I think it's true in the Super Bowl because it's a neutral location.
Okay.
I think in the playoffs outside of that, you get it more. Hockey playoffs, very sick. Like Danny, who he went to Quinnipiac. They were in the national championship and they won on an OT game-winning walk-off goal.
Oh, I remember.
They won the national. like, dude, like that's electric.
Yeah.
So I there's levels to it, and baseball has some of the best moments, but I'll use the word numbness of everything else is just so painful. And I will also say
one extreme or the other.
You'll get some empty arenas in the NBA. There is nothing quite as depressing as looking out onto an empty baseball stadium that has like 2,000 fans there, because that happens far too often because there's so many games.
Is this somebody that made an account just to watch our show?
Sam Jax, we will answer your question. No. Your answer is no too.
Yeah.
Did you make this account? Who is this? This has got to be a prank, right? This is, or is your name just like Sam Jackson or something, and you just happen to stumble upon this show? And now I gotta know. I guess you wouldn't know because we don't have the names, and if you're new, but like those are in fact Sam Jax, you got to answer this for us. The answer to your question is no, but now you got me curious.
Report it, Michael said.
Whoa. Sam, actually, yeah, Sam's typing. Hell no. Baseball fans, brutal about letting the home team know when they suck. But yeah, baseball crowds, I'll give them credit. When the baseball is in the playoffs, baseball crowds are some of the best. 100%. They're some.
Oh yeah, it's a blast.
And there's nothing like It's tough because like obviously I like basketball a lot more, but there's nothing like I'll go to Fenway Park. As much as I don't like watching a baseball game, like a baseball game is now an experience. Like it is a better experience. Like it is more.
I have feelings on this.
I love Fenway Park. Well, you don't like fucking hot dogs, but that's not all it is.
No. That's not what I'm talking about.
Towns
I
is the worst player to better
despise what Fenway Park has become.
Why?
Fenway Park is now a tourist attraction. It is not. It's not like
It depends on where you
the
sit.
team's bad.
That depends on where you sit.
Where are you sitting?
Back in the bleachers with the fucking fellas, all the
Okay.
way back out there.
Just like a lot of selfie taking, like a lot of like head in the phone. Like it takes the air out of it. You know what I mean? Like there is less.
I think that's. I mean, that's.
Fun in
It's
it.
got to be your experience. You shouldn't base your experience on what other people are doing. Like I'm there with my friends. I'm not on my phone. I'm enjoying the game for myself.
If the Garden was a selfie taking, like social media plant thing, which is what I feel Fenway has become.
I think you'd be surprised how many people do that at the Garden too, though. It's just because
it's different because the game is different, though. Basketball, when the ball is in play, it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. There is less stoppages for sure. Baseball,
I think that's
there's a lot of downtime.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Also, I don't think Towns' contract is better than Jaylen's either.
I don't think so.
Jaylen's, it's effectively the same exact contract. Jaylen's just 1 year longer. So I don't know. Anyways, game is going to start soon. We can jump on over there. It is an NBC Sports Boston game. So we should be starting relatively on time. Any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, this was fun. Watch the pod from this morning, and then we'll be here in the morning again with the game recap. So
it's 10 mil less a year. It's just not 10.
It doesn't matter.
It's also not. Jaylen makes 31 this year. Towns makes 36. Next year it's 49 versus Jaylen's 49. And then Towns is 53 the year after. Jaylen is 53 the year after. And then 57 and then 61, then 57, 61. It's just Jaylen has another one past that. It's the exact same contract. The exact same contract.
Before we go. So Jack knows this, but I don't know if everybody else knows this. Most of the time when we do shows, I always have music in my AirPods. It's just part of it. I have been listening to the same song for the entire half hour and just realized it.
What song?
It's just some song like from what's it called? Maniac. It's like some 80s song. I just like happen to put it on. And I guess Spotify is like, you're listening to this the whole time, brother.
Well, that's good for you, Sam. It's just fucking going insane in your head. Game is starting soon. We'll get out of here. Game recap for this Celtics Bulls game tomorrow. Is it this She a Maniac, baby?
Yes, it's that. Yes. Yeah, it's that song. Yes.
Thank y'all for tuning in. Big Time Rush. Make sure to subscribe to How About Them Celtics. Check us out on Spotify and Apple podcast platforms. Be here 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. Leave a like on the stream, all that good stuff. We'll see y'all later.